What's up, folks? It looks like there's three of us here, but I'm also in YouTube chat. I'm trying something different. See if I can do it this week. I like being in chat and doing the video. That way I can talk and not talk over the video. I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. I'm going to get dark here for a second. I notice there's a change in my screen when I do that. Just, hey, slow motion. How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, see, I'm doing all right. I hope you are too. I'm gonna switch back over to StreamYard chat. I've got everything going. Good. I hope you're having a good holiday. I know you were over the big pond there, so I'm sure you do Easter or something like it. So morning, yeah, and it is morning. It is a new day, folks. It is a new day. I hope everybody has enjoyed or has enjoyed their Saturday or are enjoying their Saturday evening, because I know on the West Coast it's still early yet. Here in Ohio, we're creeping along that midnight hour. So I'm going to be lazy today. I got a few things I do, but we're down to one car, so. And then the son's going to go golfing in the morning, then go to his mom's. So we're just going to kind of wing Easter. I mean, it's hard when it's just us two boys and me and the pop. And, excuse me. Like I said, he's going to golf, and then he'll go to his mother's. And one's in my oldest brother's in Tennessee, and the other one's in Grove City. But his, I don't want to, they're not doing much. Echo, your sound is off big time. Is it really? Interesting. Let me check this out. Why is my sound off so big? Everything is off. Sure it's not on your end? Maybe I got a little too loud here. Nope, that's good. I don't have the sound on YouTube. So, is that too soft? Can you hear me all right? Hey, Roger, how you doing? You sound good to me. Yeah, it might be in your end slow motion, because everything I just checked, everything looks good. Usually I can tell when I get an echo because it's bad. I mean, my speaker sits right in front of that. Oh, hey, Mark, how you doing? Well, thank you for stopping in, and thanks for the waffles. You can drop a glass of gasoline with that too. I'd be appreciative. Yeah, I think we're good. Sometimes you get that. My voice is twitching too, so I get kind of hoarse and then it kind of twitches. So that might be the little bit of effect you get. But yeah, and I know. No, oh, got a reboot. Yeah, sometimes it's YouTube. So now YouTube's weird. So I've been messing around because the last two Gemma replays I couldn't even be on YouTube while I was running stuff. Thank you, sir. I hope you have a good Easter, Mark. If you don't stick around, that way I get it in. How you doing, Roger? Are you doing good? Thank you for coming in, folks. Do appreciate it. We'll start the video. The upload probably about 12:30. It's about 21 minutes, 22 minutes tops. It's a good one. It's her very first high strangeness video. And that set off a bunch of them too, just like her other ones that she did, like the Fae and NDRs. And I don't want to play too much because, like I said, I got a few more to put on Rumble. Once I get it all on Rumble, maybe people will see it here and go over there. Doing good? Good. I hope you have a good Sunday planned, wherever you may be. I kind of forget sometimes where everybody's from. I know certain people across the pond. I know you're close to me, aren't you, Roger? You're around me, and you're down south, aren't you? Right? And Mark's east of me, right? Yeah, it's rained here. You guys are probably getting rain or getting it soon. It just left here. Not much, though. It didn't do much. I guess our big days, Tuesday and Wednesday, we're supposed to get slammed. So we'll see. But it's Ohio. Anything's possible. Eastern Kentucky, that's what I thought. Yeah, you're probably getting ready to get the storms now. I haven't looked on the radar. Let me look on the radar. See where everybody's at. I like doing that once in a while. Let's check the weather. Let's see. Yep, it's over in West Virginia now, it looks like. Yep. You might get a little bit later. Most of it looks like it's West Virginia now, a little bit scattered along Jersey and the East Coast. But I guess everybody's from probably about Kansas over. We're supposed to get some pretty good storms the next couple days, so we'll see. $55 there. Area 55. There you go. I thought you said 55, but I forgot you left and came back. Yeah, we're supposed to get a little warm, cool evenings, and just kind of stay in between the 50s and 60s the next few days. I guess when we get the storms Tuesdays and Wednesday, we're supposed to be getting up there in the toasty level. Here in Ohio, we don't really level off. It's either three things. It's either hot, okay, or freeze. And then all the craziness in between. I always tell people wait 5 minutes in Ohio and it will change. Does it sound better now? Rain is almost in Western Virginia. Yeah, it looked like it was heading over to Virginia now. Like they're probably getting it right now. Looked like a little bit of PA was getting it, and the East Coast is starting to get it. Now it's supposed to travel all along the East Coast tomorrow, so I'm sure Gemma and those guys will probably get it in the rain, get a good rain. Dark and stormy here too. I don't mind the rain. See, I'm like you, Slow Motion. I don't mind it. And I love a good storm. I always have. I love laying in here or either sitting by a window. Yes, you should, but sometimes I'll even sit outside. And I love a good storm, watching the lightning and stuff. I think it's so cool. Mother Nature showing off or letting off a little steam. I hope dear Edna makes it in tonight. I'd like to say hi to her. Let her know that I'm watching for her email. Gas can. That's all that. Is that what you're talking about, Mark? Your thing above? I can always use a gas can. I like good tasting fuel. That's what our dragons keep our breath on. Hey, John B., how you doing? Busting to you too, good man. I hope you have a good Easter too. Ours will be pretty casual. I think I'm going to make Salisbury steak. Homemade Salisbury steak. Sounds good. It's just going to be me and Pop. Oh, that's a gas pump. Yeah, that is a gas pump. I was going to say gas can, but I'll still take a gas can. You can fill it up for me and bring it over. That'll last me a month. Some coal for dessert. Said it didn't come out right. And some coal for dessert. I like my waffle sandwiches. Actually, I don't like them with chicken. They're good with chicken. I prefer bacon. What else? Canadian bacon. All the bacons you can put on a waffle sandwich. Maybe some sausage. That I can find. Yeah, they don't give you much option. You think with all that stuff, they give you a little better options. I'm going to fight to change that dragon, too. I'm not a big fan of that dragon. Big blessings. Hi. I'm off bed. Well, have a good slumber. Be well. Have a wonderful Sunday and Easter. And a good start to your week. No, just so folks know, there is no Tuesday talk. She has videos for Monday, 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock. And I'm sure if you haven't seen the thumbnails for them, I will post them here later on, probably either a little bit before the video or after the video. And then there's the bacon. No Tuesday talk. I should be here Wednesday, as long as everything's good. Thursday, no Laura, so it'll be a quiet night Thursday. And then Friday, oracles. And then Saturday, me again. And like I said, I think I'm going to do the High Strangeness series. Pump some of those out. And much love to you too. Big hugs. And I will make sure Gemma gets that hug somehow. But I will definitely send her one for you. If she's not watching. Sometimes she lays in bed and sneaks a peek on me and makes sure I'm behaving. I never behave. If you guys only knew what I did around the But have a wonderful John P. And have a blessed one. You're a good man. Take it easy. Be safe. And you do the same. Yes. Be well. It's a slow week then. Yeah, it is going to be a slow week. It's going to be nice because I can kind of use the break too after the craziness. I mean, the poor Laura. Bless her heart. Well, hello there, Bat Mom. Ghost, my grandson heard your voice and got a huge smile on his face. Kids do that. I don't know why. You know, my grandkids, when my kids had my grandkids, all the babies would love to let me hold them because my rocking and I'm in constant shaking mood. It's like I vibrate. I mean, I literally vibrate on higher. So I put them to sleep just like that. It's crazy. I hope you're well, Bat Mom, and thank you. That's funny. That's like if anybody knows who Zedication is, he kind of looks like the kid from the Karate Kid, and from the original, blonde-headed kid, the bad guy, and he kind of looks like him. And they have people where I am all the time say the babies. They're watching him, and the babies will all smile and giggle. I think it's cute. He's been over here looking half asleep and dead to the world, but he came alive when I turned you on. Yes, he's funny. Oh yeah, you know who he is. Yeah, he is funny. I gotta do that to kids. Either two reactions. The little ones always fall asleep around me, seem to be calmed by me, and anything from about 4 or 5 up. As soon as I want to walk in the room, it's like they know I'm a big kid, and they know if they start showing me toys, I'm going to start playing. All right, cool toys. Let me show you my toys. I kind of hit their levels sometimes. And it's like when I play with Little Man, Gemma's Little Man on Fortnite. Sometimes I'm worse than he is. So good to see everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day, though. Trying to decide if I'm going to get a haircut. I may let it grow a little longer. I do need to clean up the beard a little bit. It's getting kind of. I don't do nothing fancy with my beard. Except maybe trim it in here. I probably shouldn't, but because thou shalt not shape thy beard. That's the way I've always been taught. And get a good neck beard. One time it came in red, and I had these 2 white spots right on the sides. But I'm glad everybody said that's everybody say hello. And John P, if you're still listening, have a wonderful day tomorrow, dude. Take care of yourself. And Pat, Mom, that was sweet. You pat that little man on the head and find him a toy to play with while you listen to me. I bet he's just having a ball. He probably sees all my toys in the background, too. I should turn on the light so you can see all my toys. And my Gemma. That's funny. Yeah, I'll probably start it here in about, what time is it? This has been, I will say this, after about 6 o'clock, this day kind of slowed down for me, and it was rather nice. He's 10 months. That explains a lot. He had his cat nap. Now he's ready to go. He heard a fun voice, clown voice, and he's ready to rock. That's funny. I don't know why I do that to kids, but I do. Even I admit it. I know it. Now I'm just as big as kids as they are. I will literally get down on the floor and play with them. If I'm having a good day, you darn straight I'll be down there playing with the kids. I was that uncle and the guy that went to birthday parties, and next thing I know, the parents didn't have to do anything because I had them all out playing kickball or stickball, showing them how to play kickball and stickball. My day was pretty tame. We're down to one car. Other than, hey Smoochie, how you doing? Other than I got up, I hate getting up. I got my check late last night, so it was like pay bills this morning, and I hate that. That was the only bummer of the day, but other than that, went to the store, came home, made tacos, Easter tacos. I should have dyed the shelves. My day got better. That's good, Mark. My nephew beat me at a game on PS. I bought the game and played it for a week. Guess what? I did. What'd you do? Throw it out the window? That's what I've almost done a couple times. I won a PlayStation 5 a while back ago. Can't believe I won it. I somehow entered some raffle for buying one for somebody because they wanted one, so they gave me the money because I was able to get it, so I bought it for them. And then about a month and a half later, I got an email saying, "Hey, you won a PlayStation." I'm like, what? Okay. And I honestly thought it was a joke until it showed up. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I have them all. Well, me and the son has them all. Some of them are his. And we got an Xbox. I think he has an Xbox. I have an Xbox 360. I believe he has a 1 and a 2 and the new one. He has the 2 new ones. Yeah, we're big gamers here. And then he also plays on the PC. I don't play games on the PC. Slow. Handed him his. Yeah, it's funny because me and little man play Fortnite. The only reason I play Fortnite, it's a little easier for me. God bless. I try to play Call of Duty with the son. I just suck. I guess it's just because I look at Fortnite as more of a cartoon. These guys in Call of Duty are way more intense. But me and Gemma talking about one day streaming Fortnite, and if it works out, maybe I'll try to get us each the Call of Duty games and practice and see how good we get. But I think she wants to stream one time of us playing duos live. That could be fun. That would be a kick. Actually, I would do it if she wanted to. It'd be kind of interesting. I've never streamed a game on. And once the weather shapes up here, I got tons of wood in the backyard. May have to do a couple of these streams out in the backyard if I can get the internet to cook up right and everything. I started to do it last fall, like I said I was going to. And there was a couple of times I was almost about an hour ahead checking everything. And I just finally said screw it because I was having a hard time getting a connection. The arthritis is strong with this one. Yeah. Arthritis is strong with this one. I like that. I don't have to tell Dad that. It's funny. Yeah, I love playing. I like my fighting games. I'm a big Mortal Kombat guy. I love Injustice. Been playing Street Fighter. Haven't gotten a new one yet. I'm thinking about it. One of my favorite games was Bloody Roar or Bloody Fury, whatever it was, with the creatures, the morphing creatures. I always did love that game. And Dead or Alive when it first came out. You know, that's the thing. I feel for Dad. When it gets cold or it moves in, you still got the game. When it gets cold outside, I mean, he tells it faster than I do. The only thing I have a problem with when it comes to the weather, especially when the pressure change happens or extreme weather comes in, it's usually my neck because I have a rector set in my neck from sleeping like this all night, and it literally, and having a degenerative disc disease, I literally dissolved all these discs. They couldn't even understand how I was holding my head up. They had to use cadaver bones to fix it. You can still see the scar in my throat because they went through the front of my throat to get it, fix it. That acts up once in a while on my hip, my one hip. But other than that, maybe a little bit in the hands once in a while. His hands get huge. I feel so bad for him. Yeah, I wanted to try to get Pop to play games one time. I think he'd just get frustrated. He gets mad at the TV controller because Mom ran it all her life. Always had the TV controller. Now he has it. He can't figure it out. Bless his heart. I give him a hard time about it. But like I said, see, I'm doing real good. Tonight will be our video. Tonight will be high strangeness. High strangeness. Strangeness. It'll be the first one, and next week I'll show the second. I'll try to show them in order because she's got that's one of her new ones. That's her 11 o'clock video for Monday is high strain. I believe it's number. I'm not going to try to look. I don't even know what. Let me see what it is. I had the names written down and I accidentally threw the paper away. She can beat me up later. Okay, the first one is the shocking case. Her noon video on Monday is the shocking case of the murders in the cabin 28, which is a really good one. And then high strangeness is 11 o'clock, which is highly bizarre, and military encounters, which should be really good. She could have probably done a whole hour on that. I'm more broken than you. I don't know, dude. I've got whole rector set in my neck. They just about had to replace every cervix in the neck. Got 2 hips. A couple things in here. Enough scars to last them. Well, actually, you can't see my scars like you used to, which is nice. So you might be a little bit more broken than me. I heal pretty good. My big things was my hips, and it's from rocking in my sleep. We're doing this. Both of them was from the constant motion. I'm trying to see what your emojis were, Mark Amora. Flame, dragon flame. Is that a piece of meat? Some beef? Give me some beef. You poopy head. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Oh, yeah, beef. Yeah, give me a steak. I'm making Salisbury steak tomorrow, so that will help. That will fit right in, Mark. That steak. Well, the emojis on the StreamYard are crap. I mean, they're just like looking at roadblocks. Yeah, my doctors told me slow motion, I wouldn't make it to 50, and if I did, I'd be in a wheelchair. I'm still here. I'm still hanging. I ain't going nowhere. I got too much to do and too much fun to still have. That's the way I'm looking at it now. I'm done. We've been through fires, deaths. I'm done. I'm ready to rock and roll now. And whatever comes, comes. Bring it. I got things to do and people to meet and people to grab a hold of. I'm done messing around. It's time to put one foot in front of the other and quit messing around. Get through that door. I like to say time's ticking, but who knows how much time we all have. But yeah, my doctors have warned me for years. Actually, I had this one doctor I stopped seeing because he would just drive me nuts. He told me I'd probably die of a stroke or a heart attack rocking in my sleep. He kept saying, it's just a matter of time before it happens. You're not going to make it to 30 or 40. And I keep changing, in fact, every time I have a birthday now, I make sure that I have doctor appointments in the morning So I can go in there and go, look, hey, I made it to another birthday. Shut the hell up. Yeah, see, and I've heard that too. I'm a little older than you, Slow Motion, so I might be a little bit more broken than you, and especially up here. I'm a little older than you, actually by 4 years. And it's funny because when I was growing up, sometimes it'd come in white, sometimes it'd come in peppered like this, sometimes it would come in blonde, sometimes it would come in red, but it'd always have white in it. And as for the gray on the hair, I mean, this used to be pure white at one time. And pretty much now I'm getting back to the peppered look again. I mean, it's always been there, especially the stuff on the side. One of the reasons I grew my hair long was to hide it for a while because I got tired of being asked. Because I was able to go in and just buy beer at the age of 14, 15. I never did until I was at least 16. Well, I didn't buy my first beer until I got to invite to my first party, and that was 17, 16, 17. And I went and bought kegs and didn't get them asked my age. It was hilarious. So we're the same age? Yeah, Mark, I believe we are the same age. Yes, I am 60. I turned 61 this September. So it's funny because my son is 30. He turns 31 a week after I turned 61. And my dad is 90. He turns 91 in June. So it's like we're all in threes here. Every time she did my reading, there was a lot of threes in my readings. So it'll be good. I had a beard at 14. Yeah, I was one of those kids too, man. Giles hates it. My son hates it. My daughter's always laughed at Giles, his two sisters, because he would shave now and it'd take him a week just to get, a little bit of fuzz. I'd shave him by the end of the night. He was like, that's because you got a little too much soy in that diet. Stop eating that. No. Actually, he eats better than I do. But he's built like, he was built like I was at that age, skinny. He burns a little bit more calories than I did then because I tried to stay buffed up. But I was also married and we were pumping out our kids because I have 3. You're 8 months old. Yeah, I'm September. I'm a Virgo. And no, I don't always think I'm right. Maybe a good psychopath, though. I won't go there. Serial killers. They don't include the Virgos in that. That's only because we've never been caught. we like to dot our I's and cross our T's. But yeah, you have to forgive me. I am thinking about Edna and Lotus. There's a couple of young women and folks in our chat. Yeah, you need to send prayers to and Mark. I hope everybody's doing good. How many we got riding in here? 5. And we'll probably start the video in a couple minutes here. I thought I'd give a few more people to roll in. Yeah, this should be a good one. I remember this one. She started these about the time she was doing SRR, Spaced Out Radio, when she was doing the weekend show. It's just a shame they screwed that up because he was pulling in views and it was great. I missed those. Her and Big really were hilarious together. They were awesome together. So let's go ahead and do the video. And then we'll ramble a little bit afterwards. See who all shows up doing the video. Hello, 6th person. So the folks who are just hanging out in the background, welcome. Thank you for hanging. I'll go, before I start the video, I'll go through the rundown. Tonight is me. Tomorrow, nobody's doing anything. Monday, she has 11 o'clock. Video premiere coming out, so join us. That one should be a good one because it's about the murder cabin 28. It's more of a mystery, but it'll be good. I like her I love it when she does those. And then at noon is High Strangeness. I can't remember what number was it. What number is that one? for. Let me figure out. I gotta make sure I know what number that was. Does she have it dated? Oh, she doesn't have it numbered. So it'd be like high strangeness 8, 9, 10, either between 8 or 10. So for Monday. And the high strangeness is at noon. And the shocking case of murders in cabin 28, which the caddy cabin murders is what that's about. And I don't know too much about that one, so I'm ready for that one. I don't know why I don't know much about that one. So, and then no Tuesday chat. No Tuesday talk. She's going to take a break. Little man's on spring break. Plus, she's going to try to get some writing done. And then I'll be here Wednesday, 10 o'clock. No Pixie Thursday. She's off. And after last Thursday, she needs a break. Bless her heart. I had to keep showing them. Well, I showed them to the point where I knew it was time to stop. When you're donating money like that, I was trying to be kind, but I also was just like Edna and everybody else. I was just waiting for it to go sour, and it did exactly what I thought. And I hate, but I was talking to Gemma when it started getting weird. As soon as he dumped the 50, I started texting Gemma and letting her know what was going on. Yeah, he didn't have to end that way he did. He could have just quietly left it. I don't know if it's a he or she, so. But anyways, so she's off Thursday, and then Gemma will be here Friday for oracles. And I'll be sitting here taking the list. Okay, let's do this. Let me get it up. Share that screen. Nope, wrong one. There we go. And let me put myself in the bottom here. She deserves the whole screen. There we go. As much of it as possible. That's good. That's good. That's good. Troll. Yeah, it was a troll. There was one Friday too. And it's going to happen because she's starting to get bigger again. But that was just uncool with Laura. There was really no reason to get like he got, or they got, I should say, because I don't know if it's a man or a woman. So, but let's start this video. And yes, I do talk to it through it, Smoochy. If you want to watch it without my voice, you can go watch it on your own. Just so you know, no disrespect. I will turn off my mic, but if I have something to say through the video, I will say it. So let's enjoy. It's about 22 minutes long. And then afterwards, we're chat. For those who want to hang around, we can talk about the upload, because this, I think, is a good one. This is the first one. And we'll go from there. All right, let's start this baby.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new,
can you hear that all right?
Welcome. My name is Gemma Jade, but today we are going to be talking about so much strangeness that the only thing I could think to call this video was high strangeness.
Can you folks hear that right?
I've been experiencing a bit of writer's block, trying to find new and interesting things to discuss here on my channel. And while
I'm
just
really
searching,
good at, I got a real good
memory. Through random
and I have an eye for
and random
too.
Notes that I've taken in the past, I decided to take several of
but
the different things that I like to talk about and make one video about it and see what you guys like. So without further ado, let's just jump in. Jason worked on his parents' dairy farm in California in the United States. He was out on the farm working late, or maybe it's early, 3:15 in the morning, when all of a sudden the silence he had become so accustomed to at that time of morning was broken by the sound of muffled voices. These voices seemed to almost have been carried by a breeze to him from behind a nearby barn. It was like kind of like whispery voices, as though people were talking in hushed tones coming from behind the barn. He knew no one should be anywhere near the property, let alone the barn, at this hour, and decided to grab his rifle and patrol the entire farm, the entire thing, for trespassers. He found none. No other human being was anywhere near the property or the barn at all. So, who in the world was whispering, and what was it they were saying? This is also when he realized he couldn't pinpoint exactly where the voices were coming from, except that he had heard them coming from somewhere near this barn. He basically chalked it up to his being so tired from all of the work hours he was putting in and tried to just move on with his morning chores. This was not very easy for him to do, though, as over and over again, the strange voices and whisperings would start up and stop again. Every time he investigated, Jason could find no intruders or source for the sound at all. Finally, I'm sure after getting up to look so many times, Jason got tired of what he thought was surely a person playing some kind of game or prank on him and decided to sit on a feed loader inside of the barn to wait for the voices to start up again. He planned on quickly switching on the lights and catching the culprits and finally finding out what in the world was going on and to probably confront whoever this was. Somehow, though, Jason must have passed out or fallen asleep because the next thing he remembers after sitting on the feed loader, basically in wait for whoever or whatever was making the noises or having the unintelligible conversations, was waking up not in the barn, but in a room unfamiliar to him with a door that suddenly appeared directly in front of him. He quickly jumped up and kind of looked around, trying to get a handle on his surroundings. He took a step towards the door to investigate perhaps where he was and then how he had gotten there in the first place. He didn't get very far, however, as almost immediately upon the first step landing, the door burst open and a man wielding a huge knife came charging at him through the door. This man ran directly at Jason with no sound or expression, totally blank, silent, and completely emotionless. And wielding a knife, I might again add. Somehow, mainly he credits this to his good luck, Jason was able to move quickly enough to step out of the way of the attacker and send the guy flying to the floor. The psychotic stranger lay perfectly still as though he might have been unconscious or even dead, but this was just the beginning of Jason's ordeal that night. As Jason shoved the stranger with his foot, two other doors randomly appeared, basically out of thin air, and from each door stepped a strange entity. From the one door stepped an extremely thin and tall human-shaped entity with the head of a giant crow. From the other door stepped a smaller entity with the body of a man wearing a business suit and whose face was contorted, constantly, quote, smiling and twisting, end quote. The smaller entity with the strange and contorted face grabbed Jason by his wrists, okay? As he did this, its dress shirt fell open to reveal a buzzing and very much turned on circular saw protruding out of its chest. So the thing grabs each wrist and the buttons break, falls off, and there's a literal rotating, turned on, will kill you circular saw coming out of the middle of this entity's chest. All the while, its face is contorted and twisting in these weird, gross faces. This saw seemed to have some kind of strange magnetic energy about it, which pulled Jason towards it. Jason also managed to knock this entity to the ground, and again, immediately upon hitting the ground, just as with the previous knife-wielding attacker, this entity seemed to just lay there and die. The crow-faced entity thing then stepped forward, and this one was a bit more intimidating due to its height and, well, you know, the crow head. It just stood there, looming over Jason and glaring down at him, even though Jason was standing at the time. So this thing was like 9 or 10 feet tall. The entity was like literally that much taller than him. This entity started backing away from Jason, though, instead of attacking, very slowly until it reached the original door it had come through and went back through. The crow entity stepped into the door and vanished, along with the door itself, into the same thin air it had appeared right out of. Jason suddenly jolted upright as if from a dream and found he was still sitting in the feed loader. There were no signs of the entities or the knife-wielding maniac. So obviously, Jason's immediate thought was that the whole thing was just a strange and very real-seeming dream. However, almost right away, Jason saw the red marks on his wrists where he realized that he had actually been grabbed on his wrists. The red marks also hurt really bad and felt just like his wrists had been burned where they were grabbed at, as if the entity's touch was like touching a burning hot oven or something. He looked at his watch, and only 5 minutes had passed since he had first sat down on the feed loader awaiting who or whatever was making the original whispering sound. Could this have all been a hallucination? I don't think so, because that wouldn't explain the burning grab marks on Jason's wrists. Could this have been yet another encounter with entities from an unknown dimension who were looking to abduct a human being from our own 3D world for some horrific purpose? This was my original thought, as well as the first thought of my source material. Could these entities have been some sort of extraterrestrials from a world, planet, or universe which we cannot even fathom with our own human mind? I mean, seriously, guys, what was all of this? Let me know what you think in the comments below. In April of 1992, something happened that I talk about a lot on this channel: an almost vanishing. I truly believe that this witness or victim, however you want to describe this man, was almost abducted on a stretch of road he was driving through in the desolate desert of New Mexico. The witness has never been publicly named, so we will call him Henry. At approximately 11:20 at night, Henry was driving along and saw a very bright white light to his left side along the side of the road. He thought it was weird, but didn't plan on investigating it and just kept on driving straight ahead. All of a sudden, though, he noticed an extremely bright grayish-white cloud of smoke which had stretched across the whole road like some sort of strange wall. Henry just kept on driving, though, and headed straight into this illuminated wall of fog. He was driving a truck and he couldn't see more than an inch in front of him. If you guys don't know this, and I didn't until researching for this video, dense fog is extremely rare and basically unheard of in a desert like this. So finally, Henry decides he needs to investigate. He can't see where he's going, where is this strange fog that has no business being here in this type of arid climate coming from, like what is going on? Apparently, this is when it finally hits him that all of this is very strange and probably shouldn't actually be happening. So he steps out of his vehicle and starts to try and look around. All of a sudden, though, he lost control of his limbs. He became incredibly dizzy as his whole entire body went numb and Henry fell to the ground. He was completely and totally unable to move a muscle and was obviously terrified. This fog started to kind of cling to him and he was just lying there. And as he did, two shadowy figures emerged from the darkness and each one grabbed him by an arm and started dragging him through the smoky fog. Henry could still see despite being unable to move, so he was very aware of everything that was going on around him. And he noticed where these entities were dragging him, and it was towards what he described as a shiny metallic craft which was sitting idly in the nearby desert. Henry said he was brought by these two shadowy figures through some sort of rectangular opening in the side of the craft, not much unlike a door as we would know it, and was placed in a, quote, chair-like device.
Hello,
this is when the two figures came into full view, illuminated by the lights inside of the craft. They weren't human by any stretch of the imagination, but were approximately 5 foot tall and extremely thin, almost all bones. Again, I'm describing this in human terms as that's all I can really do. These beings had huge black eyes and oval-shaped heads. Henry then said that some sort of tube device was jammed into his nose, and this device caused an immediate buzzing and stinging, which made him immediately start crying out in pain. To sleep. Apparently, these beings weren't used to anything like this because his cries startled them, and they seemed to be taken aback. It was as if the idea of pain eluded them. Like, they were just shoved this up his nostril, and he would just, I don't know, lay there and take it or not fight back. They released him from his chair and literally threw him back outside of the craft, apparently Kirby, crying and sobbing and begging for his life. They let him go. He had been pleading for them to let him go. The fog almost immediately melted away, and Henry was levitated back to his truck. He was shaking and sobbing and terrified. What the hell happened here to this man? Nobody's ever been able to explain it, and as I said earlier, Henry isn't his real name, as his real identity has never been released. Smart guy, considering all the stuff we know about the MIB. Am I right? Now let's talk about Granger Taylor. We recently spoke about this case on the After Hour show on Spaced Out Radio. In 1980, Granger Taylor lived with his parents in a rural little town called Duncan on Vancouver Island in Canada. Although he dropped out of high school, Granger was remarkably talented with engineering and mechanics. He had rebuilt a broken down bulldozer. He had also restored an abandoned train he had found in the middle of the woods and a vintage World War II P-40 Kitty Hawk airplane that he managed to bring back to life as good as if it were new and hadn't long ago broken down. Granger was basically a genius, and we all know what comes with that, right? Social awkwardness. He painstakingly and meticulously built a life-size UFO in his backyard. I remember when I saw this on SOR, I was like, what an awesome treehouse. That's what it reminded me of. It was like a house, but it was in the shape of a UFO. Obviously very small, you know. You guys know what I mean. You can look up pictures.
Yeah, it actually still stands today. They take good care of it.
Pell-mell put together. He even used old dishes. Granger had an interest in extraterrestrials and UFOs, which went well beyond the realm of normal human curiosity. He also began to tell friends, family, and really anyone who would listen about his own alleged experiences with beings from other planets and telepathic communication he said he was constantly engaged in with these otherworldly beings. He was described as, quote, hopelessly obsessed, end quote, with all of this. And
I'll show the one that just popped up, High Strangeness 2 next week.
Ever spoke about. He didn't want to ever talk about anything else. He would incessantly read books and try to figure out how their crafts worked and how they were able to come and go the way they did. He had a stove and a bed in the replica craft he had built and would eventually spend all of his time in there. Nobody really knows what he was doing in there, as almost all of the time he was in there by himself and alone. Eventually, he would tell his friends, and again, anyone who would listen, that not only was he in this constant contact with extraterrestrial beings within his own mind, but that he had in fact been invited by these beings to join them on a trip through the cosmos in one of their crafts. On November 29, 1980, Granger Taylor went to have dinner at a diner he regularly frequented. There was a severe storm brewing outside in the town this night, but despite this, he went to the diner anyways and acted as he always had when he was in there. He was friendly and well-mannered, and nothing about him seemed out of the ordinary. It was like any other night where Granger had entered the diner. He wasn't in any kind of fear. He seemingly wasn't under any kind of stress or duress. Aside from the unusually violent storm taking shape in the town, nothing at all about this night seemed to be out of the ordinary. Mass panic did ensue, though, this night because of the gale force winds and most of the electricity in the town being knocked out by them. Granger got through the storm and went home. He left this note for his parents and then walked out of his house, got into his car, and drove off, never to be seen or heard from again. The note, with which he left in his parents' barn and not their main house, read as follows, quote, "Dear Mother and Father, I have gone away to walk aboard an alien spaceship, as recurring dreams assured, a 42-month interstellar voyage to explore the vast universe, then return. I am leaving behind all my possessions to you, as I will no longer require the use of any. Please use my instructions in my will as a guide to help." End quote. On the back of this letter, Granger had haphazardly scrawled a map of a place called Waterloo Mountain, which was about 20 miles away from where the Taylors lived. He did indeed.
Have a good night, Slim Motion. And Edna, good to see you. Kirby, it is good to see you. You have a good night and have a good day tomorrow. Enjoy your Easter, whatever you celebrate on this day. Have a wonderful one, dude. See you on the flip side. Hopefully we'll see you Monday. Have a good night.
He'd leave behind everything he owned, including almost 10 grand in cash for his parents. He never told anyone where he was going on that particular night, and he was never seen or heard from again, as I previously stated. The RCMP launched a massive search for both Granger and his vehicle, but neither was ever found. There are some sources which say his vehicle was found, but they state it as the wrong color, so I find it highly unlikely that it was his. He didn't go out and get his vehicle painted that night and then abandon it or whatever. There was one possible clue as to what had happened to Granger, though, but I couldn't exactly call it conclusive evidence. Some bits of human bone were found approximately 4 miles away from the Taylors' property near a blasting site where dynamite was at some point set off. The main theory for the people
she always looks good, but I have to say she looked good.
with some
You could tell she was doing SRR.
Is that Granger had some dynamite in his truck that had accidentally gone off the night of the storm when Granger had disappeared seemingly into thin air. The remains were never conclusively determined to be Granger Taylor's, however, and the mystery still remains as to what happened to him. Our final encounter.
I guess what I'm saying is I love the wig. She looks great in her wigs, but there are just some days you just can't beat that look.
Concerns a man only known as Eddie, and I'm pretty sure that isn't his real name, but who knows? I don't usually use real names on this anyways. Eddie was a pilot when what happened to him did, and here is the alleged account of his experience. Eddie was out one night on what is only described in most source material as, quote, a mission, end quote, and he was approaching Howland Island, which is very near where Amelia Earhart famously vanished. He claims to have seen some strange green fog in front of him, and as he flew directly into it, as it was unavoidable, his equipment in the plane he was piloting started to malfunction. All of his communications with the command post in the outside world in general ceased. As he began to emerge.
Ooh, she brought up a green fog. Interesting, because after this, I have a story to tell that I heard, and I hope I get it right. Late last night, about a story about a green fog and these guys camping. So we'll get back to this. Don't do that. I stopped it too much. It's almost over. Just go.
Emerged from this strange fog, Eddie was able to communicate with command again and told them he was near an island. The problem was there was no island where he was saying his coordinates were. The island didn't show up on any of his maps or charts, and the command center and people he was in communication with again also had no idea what this island was or why it was even there to begin with. They thought maybe he was confused. I don't know. Eddie landed his jet on this island, which was supposed to have been non-existent, and was approached by a woman he thought was Polynesian. At this point, the command center or base, or whatever you want to call it, was no longer able to get in contact with Eddie. So wherever this island was definitely out of range. This woman allegedly apologized to Eddie and remarked that the island had a bad habit of pulling in planes as it had done his. Eddie stayed on the island and lived there about 6 months. Now, from everything I could gather, I don't think this was his plan or decision, but nobody ever states like why he couldn't just get in his plane and leave. I don't know. He said the inhabitants lived a very simple lifestyle. While all of this was going on, people were out there searching for Eddie where he had last been able to make contact with them. Again, though, there was no island there where Eddie had stated he was about to land his aircraft. Not a single person on the island knew about, or cared about for that matter, the world from which Eddie came. They had no idea of what existed outside of their little island there and seemed to be perfectly content with that. Eddie became severely depressed because he was so homesick, and finally he was told he would be allowed to leave and go back to his old life. So I don't know if they told him he couldn't leave, or I don't know why he wouldn't just leave the minute he was depressed. So there has to be some reason why he wasn't able to leave, but I don't know. I wish I had more info, because that one little piece kind of was driving me crazy. Immediately upon hearing this, Eddie jumped into his jet and took off, putting as much distance between himself and the island as he could and as quickly as possible. He regained the ability to communicate via his radio equipment on board his craft and was found by a fishing boat in the area. As soon as Eddie made contact with this fishing vessel, he looked to see the island become cloaked in the green fog and mist and blink suddenly out of existence in a flash of brilliant white light, as though it had never been there to begin with. Keep in mind, Eddie had lived on that very island for an entire 6 months, so he knew that it had been there, despite what all of the maps and even the people he knew and worked with had told him. So again, I ask in this case, what the hell happened here? Did this man somehow go through a portal or time slip and end up in some sort of alternate reality or dimension? What would have happened had he not been allowed to leave? It's obvious for those of us who believe in Eddie's encounter, at least, and I really do believe in it, that the people searching for him could not see the island and therefore never would have found him on their own. Could this have been a lost civilization or extraterrestrials who look like Polynesian human beings? How many other lost pilots have fallen victim to either this particular island or something similar? All of them trapped in some strange parallel universe, unable to leave or contact the world they know and love. I have no idea, and I'm literally getting dizzy just writing this script out and trying to wrap my head around all of this. As some of you know, I say all the time, I would love to get myself into an alternate reality of some sort, but it almost never happens to those of us who wish it. That's all I have for you today, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please be sure and give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and spread the love by sharing this video. I feel like I went really fast and kind of blew through that, but I guess I always do that. I'm always hopped up on Red Bull. I've got so much work to do, but I appreciate you guys and your patience with me for the last few weeks or so. The fact
back on. Okay. Do this, then I'm going to do this. I hope everybody's well. I'm a little dry again. It's because of all the work I'm doing. Edna, how are you doing? Are you feeling better today? Yeah, there's some great stories in those. I kind of forgot about the high strangeness stuff until she started doing the videos again. Next Mondays will be about military stuff, so that'll be really good. But I hope everybody's well. Nobody stuck it out with me. We're down to 4 people. That's okay. These are just kind of slow night, and Easter being tomorrow. I'm sure a lot of people will have kids on break. Kids here were on spring break this week or last week. I know some of them go on spring break next week. I think, yeah, Gemma's little man goes on break next week. Okay, yeah, I will. I watched this one channel called Beyond Creepy. Man, that guy gets the best. He does dig for the wildest, crazy stories. He does a lot of UFO stuff, but he does a lot of cryptid and stuff like she's doing here. Weird, just weird stuff. He's one of my favorite channels. In fact, he's some of the reasons why I keep some of my research going. Anyways, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was his last night that I watched, where he told his story of these guys that had gone camping. I'm not sure of the place. I have to go back. I should have done, but she brought it up and it just triggered something in my head. I have to go back and research the story myself. Where they went camping and they went way out in the middle of nowhere, and they set up their campsite and had a pretty good day, enjoyed the night. Where during the night, they had woken up, and as they were kind of being stirred up, they noticed their one friend was covered in this kind of green fog mist, kind of laying over his body and kind of sinking down on top of him. And as they tried to get closer, they kind of like froze. It was like they couldn't get, every time they got close to it, they would make them sick. And all they could do was sit there and watch this stuff hang over this guy. And he never woke up. They were yelling for him and screaming for him, "Hey, wake up, wake up." And he never woke up. Where they all finally passed out. When they got up in the morning, the fog was gone and he was up moving around. He seemed to be okay for, like they said, for a couple hours that he seemed all right, but was quiet. Then insisted that they needed to go home. He wanted to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. He was never, I remember this guy's beyond creepy saying, they get back home and he pretty much just becomes recluse. He becomes kind of irritated by people and kind of just on edge, and he doesn't want to talk about anything, and he just totally cut himself off. But his friend would call and check on him and then he ended up back at his mom's. So the guy would call and check on his mom because he wouldn't even answer the phone anymore. Well, they finally get to see each other like a year or two later, and nobody would ever talk about it, but he was real quiet again. He started to open up and said, "Yeah, that was a weird night. I just never felt right after." And then he passed like 3 days later. And I'll have to, in fact, let me see something here real quick. Let's see if I can pull that up and put that way, if you want to go back and listen to this guy, I love this guy anyways. He's good stuff. And I'll drop his link in the chat. But yeah, he always has some of the best stories, best encounters I've heard in a while. I mean, not saying there's not a lot of other, but he does. He really finds the really weird and obscure stuff. Let's see if I can find his channel. So I like when Gemma does these high strangeness videos because that's what it's all about. Because a lot of the stuff I see is just weird and doesn't correspond. You know, it's like my black eyed kid I see. No, I have yet. I think I'm waiting for them to email me back. So I feel like you, Gemma, Edna, that I didn't. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to email me, but you're usually waiting for me. But like I said, I just held off on emailing you because I knew I'd just wait to see you in chat. But anyways, now I forget. I got confused. It's been a long day, but I'm good. Let me find this. I want to find this for you guys. Because this guy's a really good channel. Let's see. I'm looking for it here. Dun, dun, dun. Where are you? Where are you? Right here. Let me drop this link. If you guys have ever heard of him, that's awesome. But yeah, check out his channel. It's pretty good. I mean, I love his channel. His stuff is awesome. Some of his older stuff is even better. I was going to try to get him on for an interview because he has some good opinions. I don't think he does interviews, which is really kind of a bummer, but I'm dark again, so bear with me. I'm hiding in the darkness. There you go. And it was if you go and check it out, it was his last video he just did. So there we go. But yeah, it was real. I felt bad. I mean, you listen to the details, him pretty good too, and he kind of stops in the middle and gives his little opinion and stuff. But I'd never heard about this, and when I heard her talk about the green mist or green fog, it rang a bell because that story stuck with me for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, you have to forgive me, Ed, and I got kind of confused because I was still thinking about trying to find that link. But yeah, it was weird because his friend said in the interview he was never right after that stuff left after he woke up that morning. And they said they tried to get close to him. They were yelling and screaming. He wouldn't wake up. But it hung with him, and he said they all just finally passed out. When they got up, it was gone, and he was moving around. And he stayed, like I said, he said the guy stayed quiet for most of the morning. Then all of a sudden, just wanted to go home. He didn't want to be there anymore. He wanted to go home. But it was good. I mean, he's got a couple, and that was the whole video. So you have to watch it. It was the last video he just did. Yes. So what's up, folks? How you doing, Edna? Send me that email, and I'm kind of free this week. Like I said, she's just doing the 2 videos Monday, no Tuesday talk. I'll be here Wednesday night. No Pixie Thursday, but I'm glad she needs a day off. And then Oracle's Friday. So I should be able to get back with you as soon as possible. Okay. Excuse me. We had tacos for dinner. I'm kind of paying for it. Down to 3. So it's down to me, Edna, and whoever else. Slow motion went to bed. I don't blame them over the pond, so I'm sure they went to bed. I don't know if Smoochie's still watching. Yeah, poor Pixie. I felt so bad for her. But I had to, as long as he was dumping money, I was trying to be polite. But I'm reading them as I'm popping them up there because I just see the cash and sometimes I just throw them up there. I admit the first 2 were weird. That 50 was weird. And then after that one, I was like you, Ed, and I was like, this ain't going to go good. This is going to go sour or get weird. And it's did. I figured you were getting rid of a lot of people. Probably what Miss Cindy Lee's doing. She's probably, she got a slew of kids and grandkids. I'm sure she was cooking and getting ready for Easter too. Just take your time. Don't rush, Edna. No rush. Okay? Don't rush to get it to me. Just when you get a chance, just let me know. Because you're the one that said it, so I keep an eye on things. Yeah, I know. I was trying to be polite. Only because he was dumping the money. And if it did go sour, I think a lot of people don't understand why I let it ride like I did. If you notice, I didn't show his last 2 chats on the stream. Yes, there's speaking of Miss Cindy Lee, she was probably the other one watching. Are you cooking and getting ready for Easter too, honey? Anyways, but I wanted to see where it went because I was taking pictures. I was trying to save everything this guy said because I had a feeling it goes south. But I missed those last 2 texts. Bless her heart, she wanted me, as soon as after the chat stream ended, he kept talking. Or it. I don't know if it's a guy or girl. It kind of feels like a guy. But Guardian kept talking. I'm just going to call him out like she did. He kept talking. He got real frustrated because she wouldn't acknowledge it more than she did. And he said some bad stuff. Well, not pleasant to hear stuff. He wasn't like rude. They weren't like, I keep saying he, but I should be saying they weren't rude or anything. Yeah, I almost forgot you were on. That's all right, Cindy Lee. I know you and Edna and everybody's got grandkids and kids on spring break. So I wasn't expecting as many as I had when I came on. Of course, we're down to 4 now, but that's all right. I'm one of them. So we're actually down to 3 people. And that's fine. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that if he did go sour, we had proof. I'm glad I took pictures of everything. I mean, she was so upset. She was like, as after we went off, and we were reading everything as he was still talking. She was begging me just to ban him. So I waited till I got proof of everything, and I banned him. And now I think we're going to try to let him back in because I hope he shows back up. But he leaves weird comments on her YouTube videos and shorts. If you go back and look. Yeah, I think it's got a male energy too. That's how it comes off to me. And I totally agree, Edna. It was probably a guy. But you never know. That's the thing. You really don't know sometimes. So I don't push it. Because I've made mistakes on here assuming somebody was a guy and it turned out to be a woman. So I feel bad. And I've thought a few women were guys and they would turn out to be women. So. Uh-oh. You just posted you and Gemma a Easter post. Uh-oh. I'll make sure she sees it. I'll probably hear from her after she comes out of church. So before she heads over to the families for Easter. So I will make sure I tell her to look. If she doesn't see it first thing in the morning. She usually gets up and lays in bed. One thing I know about her, about staying at her mom's when I went the first 2 times when she was still at her mom's. It's funny. Her mom would get a text in the morning. Can I have my coffee? Mom would make her a special coffee, a cold coffee, and pick her up whatever she had to eat. It was so cute. I'd hear the phone go off, and I'd hear, "Yes, dear, it's coming." But she would live and check out Facebook and kind of wake up. So I'm sure she'll see it in the morning. I'll look for it later. If you you said you already posted it, so I'll see it after this. Can I? Let me see if I can find it now. I probably will. Maybe I'll show it. I like showing them. I haven't showed the last few. She's always afraid we'll get in trouble. There it is. All right. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Here, I'm going to show this. Music. Because, man, YouTube has a hard time with Easter. Any music at all. We could do this and share. Do this when it comes, and well, give me a hard time about it. There we go. Here we go. There we go. There it is. I like that. That's pretty nice. That's sweet. Thank you. That is very nice. She can't let people like that just go. Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't either. Edna. She was pretty upset. At first I thought she told Gemma that she wasn't going to stream anymore. And I was like, no. And I misunderstood it. I think she's just scared to now. But it's nice she gets a break this week. He's been banned, so he can't come back in unless he comes in another name. But I can always follow the IP address. And even if they're using a VPN, I have software. I can do that if I need to. But I don't like doing that. I'm not that mean. I'm not sure what happened, but I hope Laura does. Yeah, if you can, go back. It's in the stream. The stream's up, Cindy. Go back and watch the replay. That's about the only thing I can say. I know you probably, let me get rid of that because now it's switching. Okay. Let's take it down. There we go. Go away. Go away. See if it goes away. There we go. Anyways, they got weird. Somebody was actually donating money, and I don't know if they wanted her to make a phone call right there because that's what he kept asking about, a phone call. Make the phone call. Save somebody's life. Dude, it's not that simple. And first of all, an archangel wouldn't talk like that. Believe me, I'm pretty sure I know. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I know. This kind of stuff happens when you're doing well. Yeah, it does. But it's just that he seems specifically targeting Laura, which bothered me the most. It was like he targeted her for a reason. I've seen him in other chats. He still does weird stuff, but this was the weirdest I've ever seen. And I shouldn't say weird because I really don't know what is their mental, if they're okay and just like they're doing this for fun. You really don't know. So I'm trying to be careful. But at the same time, this is not going to fly anymore. I will start going with like I said, the only reason I let him keep going was so I could have proof if anything went bad. And man, do I have proof. So Gemma's turned him in, is going to file a complaint against him in YouTube, and we banned him. We are thinking about unbanning them. I keep saying him, and I know it. We assume that it's a guy, but it could be a girl too. One band Guardian. We're thinking about unbanning them so they can come in, so we can speak to them personally and find out what the heck was going on. Now, between the weirdness and the politics that was involved, is why I stopped showing the last two. Or the last, you saw now I banned him, so I think most of them are out of chat. The only time so the only things that show up, Sydney, if you go back and watch it, you have to watch the screen because his chat is gone because I had banned him, but the super chats still show on the stream. And the first few, you'll get an idea that it was going to get weird. I watched the show, but I won't let you. Yeah, you can probably watch the comments now. They always wait. They have to, when you're done live streaming, that's why the comments don't always pop up right after a live stream. It's because the AI actually goes to the comments and looks for certain words. That's why she's gotten demonetized a couple times. Wasn't because of what we said. It was because somebody said in chat. I'll say weird. He tried to ruin the whole vibe. I don't know if he was just trying to. I think he was trying to make a statement, or they were trying to make a statement. But yeah, they did kind of ruin the vibe there. And when she said she couldn't see them, but I knew she could see some of them, the ones I didn't post. So I know it was starting to bother her. So I'm glad she ended it when she did. Yeah, and she did a cleansing. She kind of cleaned. She was so upset afterwards, and I felt so bad for her. And I'm glad her hubby was home. He heard what was coming on. He was standing there. I could see him in the background. Well, I could hear him on the other side of the computer, laptop, whatever she was using. So he was waiting for it, and then I think he was appreciative. I was trying so hard to calm down. And I'm so glad I was talking to Gemma through I text Gemma when it dropped to 50. And I was talking to her, and she was watching. I was waiting for her to pop in here. She was literally, if Laura didn't say bye when she did, she would have been in here. I hope she could see what I said. No, she knows what everybody was trying to protect her. She was really happy and proud of that. It just caught her off. It just caught everybody off guard. It's just no different than that person that came in here Friday. That person that came in here with the question and was trying to troll Gemma. I was trying to hint her not to follow through with it, but I bless her heart. She was giving the person the benefit of the doubt, and that was pretty much a guy. I can guarantee that was a guy. Friday night, yeah, this is actually Sunday. I'm pretty sure that was a guy just trolling, trying to get out of her what she believes in. Because those people will do that. These people will come in and try to figure out what you actually believe in. But yeah, that person, the name of the person is person, was just trolling her. Handled it good. Got rid of him fast. Yes, she did. I will give Laura a lot of credit. I think she handled it good because I was sitting here and I was watching. I was just telling her to keep going. You saw what I looked at. I had my hat on backwards. I was definitely loafing it that night because I knew it wasn't going to be on screen. I'm still loafing it now. Usually this late at night, I dress up for Gemma. I might put on something nice on Wednesdays. We all blocked him at the same time. I actually, at the end of the stream, I actually banned him. She was begging me to ban him completely, so I banned him. So we're going to, I don't know if she's going to unban him or not. And I don't know how long it lasts, if he's permanently banned or if it's only for a couple of days. We'll see. That's good, Ed. And I'm glad you had a couple good days. That's fantastic. Hello, we're up to 6 people. Hey, folks, coming in, ghosting, appreciate it. Got something to say, something you'd like to talk about? Please bring it up. Keep it within reason. Try not to touch too much on politics and religion. As of last Thursday, it kind of stirs things up. But we can have fun. But I'm glad you're doing a little better, and you'll get that taste back. And I heard what you said Friday night about what you were doing to try to help along with that. That's good. Keep doing it. Hopefully you get your taste back, because I kept telling you you'll get it back, and then about, I don't know, a month or so after that, it wasn't but a few weeks after that, a friend of mine went through what you went through, and he said my taste came back a little bit, and my smell came back a little bit, but it's just not the same. You see it put, because that night we actually had steak with him, and he was like, put everything he could on to give it even more flavor. I felt bad for him, so that's why I don't say too much anymore, Edna, because I felt like I'm steering you wrong, and I don't want to do that. That's good. Yeah, I hope you have a good Easter too, guys. Have fun. You guys have family, so it'll be good. And it'll keep your mind off of things too, both of you. Sydney, man, her house will probably be full. Is it at your house, or are you going somewhere this time, Sydney? Same thing with you, Edna. Are you staying home, or are they coming to you, or are you guys going to them? We're staying home. I think my brother asked us to come over, but Dad wasn't up to it. But yeah, if you guys get a chance to go check out Beyond Creepy, I can drop that link in again for the new people, because I really like his channel. I wish I could show his stuff. I don't want to do that because he's a super nice guy, from what I understand. And there's his link again. He does pretty good. He has a pretty good following. Going to your sisters, they're all coming here. I hope. You hope. Would you probably been cooking all day? They better come. If they don't come and eat that food, me and Edna, and I'll bring Gemma, and we'll just grab a car full of people, and we'll be able to help you come over and help you eat all that food. If you made a bunch of food. Personally, I just want desserts. I love holidays and desserts. Everybody's got their favorite holiday dessert for each holiday. Always like to sample them within reason. And they're going there. They're coming to Sydney, and Edna's going to her sisters. That's good. Now, do you have a big family? Will there be a lot of people there, Edna? I won't ask Cindy, because I've heard her say that she makes enough food for an army. So, and that Bat Mom, if you're still listening, that little one's still awake. You missed it. You have to go back and look at the chat. Apparently, she came on and she had her grandson with him, and I guess I woke him up. I have so much ham already, I think I'm done with it. You know, it's funny. I have 2 kids that don't like ham. My son and my oldest daughter, they're not big fans of ham, but they'll eat bacon with no problem and all. But so we don't, when we bring the kids up, we would literally buy a small ham and then like a small bird or something. And then on New Year's, we were making duck. I'm going to go back to making duck on New Year's. Pop's not a big fan of it, but I have to say I make a pretty good orange glazed duck. So And Cindy, we need to get you a wrench. I'll have to make sure I remind Gemma to give you a wrench and make you a member so you get a free membership for a while. The only thing is when you try to do it in the chat, it doesn't let you pick who you can give the membership to. Oh, I guess you do it this way. Let's try it this way. You can do it that way, but it doesn't. Wait a minute. It's the one for yourself. What's this one? Send a member milestone chat. Oh, that's when you can send a. Okay, I didn't even know that. I'm doing real good. Let me do this. See if I can get it to work. I'm going to gift a bunch of memberships and see what happens. I'm going to give out 5, and hopefully 5 people that will use them more. Because the more members she gets, the more we can do, and we can do more. We can do like members only streams, and she can go straight for it. Hey, Ralph, how you doing? You just woke up. Well, you got a handful at home, so now you're hiding eggs. I bet you. Wait, I got to read chat here. Hold on a minute. I'm doing something real quick. Let me see if I can do this. Go here. Let's do this. This. Oh, I don't remember. I'll be right with you. Let's see if I'm going to give out some memberships here. I need to my light. It's going to get bright. You're going to have to really look at my ugly mug. Ah, I screwed that up. Let's see if this goes through. Hopefully it'll hit you, Cindy. And if not, well, I'll figure out a way to get you a membership to get your freebie. Oh, it worked. Hot dang. There you go. Life with Bobby, Nut Slap, Chris. Oh, I gave it to people that actually I could happy about. Cool breeze. Let me turn this scary thing back off. It don't scare you too much more. Okay. Cool breeze. There you go. I love devil's eggs. I do. Those are one of my favorite things. There's a deli down the street called Smith's Deli. They make, Dad loves their Reuben sandwiches. It's like true deli stuff. Not like going to New York, of course, but they're good. But they're devil's eggs. The little paprika, whatever they mix in with the paprika, they have like their own little powder they cover them in. Oh, that stuff is just awesome. So you can just send me a flat of devil's eggs, Cindy. Now, Ralph, how are you? Let me read your chat here, sir. Just woke up to change a couple of pods. I realized I need to drop in. Oh, you're fine. Happy Easter, sir. My good friend. You too. You're a good man. Yeah, but life is crazy, sir. Hope you're here soon. I'll slow down again and can return to normal. Yeah, I'm getting there, and I hope you do too. I love you much too. Have a wonderful day, sir. I'm back to bed as soon as I doze off. Listen, yeah, I'm going to put you to sleep, right? It's always good to see you too, Ralph. You take care of that family. Hugs all the way around from the goofy guy on the screen, the goofy dragons on the screen. Much love to you. Actually, all of you who are watching, thank you for joining me. I know if you're just ghosting in the background, I appreciate it. Like I said, you got something to say it. Love to have you. That's what this is about. Join in chat. If you don't behave, though, Edna's going to get you. Cindy might get you, too. That Edna will definitely get you. But yeah, like let's talk about some streamers, because I always like to promote some of the ones I love listening to and watching. Let me go do this. I am going to do this. Go here. I'll leave that up for right now. Let's do this. 1 second. It didn't click. Why did it do that? Stop it. There, back up here. I can't do that. Why are you being like that? Gotta do this. I'll just do that. Some of my favorites. I love Beyond Creepy. Check them out. If you guys got good stream, Ryan has a. Wait, I can go over and get. Can I go over there and get that? I don't know if I can get his link or not. Hold on. He did an interview just the other day. Ryan, I love his interviews, and he was such a great guest. We are going to have him back on. I think we're having him back on. I think New England Dirt Roadie is going to come on. How many of you have heard Woodward TV? He's real good. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I do. I'm on guard now. Yeah, I'm now been on heightened alert. But like I said, amen. You too, brother. I am sick and tired of these nasty people. Ryan was a great guest. Yes, he was. But back to the thing, it's been a while. Every time it was like lately somebody unrolled a couple of rocks and some things came out from underneath them. I hate to say it that way, but it kind of feels like that. But yeah, that Thursday night, I feel like he specifically targeted her for a reason. I'm not sure why. Yeah. But it was like last night. That person came in to target the person under the name person. They specifically came in to target and try to trigger Gemma, just like that guy came in there to try to trigger Laura. The thing with Laura was that was more. Even though he was talking about being an archangel and that stuff, there was a very deep political message in there about what's going on in Canada. They're literally trying to tell people and push people on offing themselves with this maid. It's what they call it. And it's sad and it's sickening. They're actually fighting parents with kids about it, telling these parents, hey, they're bad. You put them down. And it's just not right. It's messed up. So I understand why they were doing that. But man, they went in the direction that I was even starting to get a little irked about, because I have my own little angel, and I don't think she's gonna. When I talk to her next time and I've told her what the story is, I'm sure she already knows, or that knows. I want its opinion, because I was not cool with it, especially the way he turned on her at the end after the stream was over. That was not cool. Not cool at all. Yeah, I love Ryan. I think he's just. I know there are other ones like him out there, but he's very solid in his words. If that sounds right. He does. He went and he's talked to the tribes, and I know there's many other people who have done the same thing, but he conveys his self very well. How should I say? He does really well with the crowd. He's so smart, and he's probably one of the few people that I've met that has really dug deep on the Wendigo and the Skinwalker thing. And he has his own opinions about Bigfoot too and all that. But man, when it comes to those two subjects that people keep screwing with and assuming that Skinwalkers are everywhere and Wendigos are everywhere when they're not, it just drives me nuts. And when me and him got to talking about that, we were like, we have a lot in common here. Yes, I enjoyed watching Ryder play. As also was, I wish I could been in chat. Could added some of the info. Yeah, and actually, Cindy, he probably would have agreed with you because he's getting ready to write 2 books, from what I understand, and I can't wait because I'll put them right next to Gemma's. But man, he knows his stuff. I will tell him. I've been impressed, and there's other people I've talked to about these same subjects, and they still wander off on this tangent about stuff, and he stays true. I still think the Eastern Wendigo looked like a paraqualler. See, he does too. He wouldn't disagreeing with you, because it does. And I mean, it literally looks like some of the things that I've seen. So was I actually seeing a Wendigo, or was I seeing a paraqualler, or was I seeing a rake? But see, the things I call rake, and the only reason I call them rake is because when I heard the creepy pastas, I was like, that's what I'm seeing. I just never had a name for them. I just called them white creepy things. But they are these things that I call rakes are just a tad bit different. Just enough difference between them and the pale crawlers. I wonder what his take is on. Now, see, he's like a lot of people. He thinks that rakes are just pale crawlers. I'm pretty sure that's what he says. And when he comes back on, we will talk about that, because that is one subject I want to talk about, because I see these things. I've seen them quite a bit over my years. But see, Wendigos, they're always up north. So I don't want to call them Wendigos. So they'd have to be either a pale crawler. And like I said, I see a difference in the things I call the rakes and the pale crawlers. And the pale crawlers, I always noticed, seem to be around. Now that he showed me a different, they're always around caves and caverns and water sources, underground water sources, where these rake things, yeah, they come from caves and stuff, but they're like the dark. They're more sinister to me. It's like they come out of nowhere sometimes. Maybe they're interdimensional. I don't know. But they're definitely, they look like the paracrawlers, but these things are white. I mean, as white as my shirt. The facial features are all screwed up. And they got these long, I mean, I saw this one, I swear it was running on its fingertips. It freaked me out. On his toes and his fingertips. It was just like, it was like weird. And it ran from us. We didn't run from it. It didn't like to be seen. And I've seen ones where they growl at you and disappear in the darkness, not into caves, but into darkness. And then you go and look for them, and they're like, gone. They're poof, gone. I've seen a few rakes in my day. Yeah, it sucks. I see rakes all the time in the fall. You probably have. It's probably possible. But see, that's why I started calling them rake. Like I said, I just called them the white creepy things. And I kept them separate from the paracrawlers. But I really didn't call them paracrawlers. I just called them cave dwellers. That's what I called the other ones. Now I have names for them that everybody else is using. And people start describing stuff. It's like, oh, this is the name I had for it. Man, I've seen some weird stuff camping. And you know what's weird was me and the ex went camping quite a bit. Never had a problem. But when I went out with the guys, before I met her, we used to camp all the time. Always saw weird stuff. Really weird stuff. Good night, sir. You have a wonderful night and have sweet dreams too. And you have a wonderful Easter and wonderful day with your family. Bless you, man. Have a good one. Have a good rest. Like I said, hugs for the family. Like I said, don't creep him out. The old creepy guy online said they give him hugs. Never forget the clicking sound. See, that's what I've heard from the rakes. They make a clicking sound. It's like it's weird. I can't do it. Well, I can do it some days. Yes, have a happy Easter, Ralph. Now the pale crawlers that I've seen, they have a scream that sounds like, the screams you hear in the videos where everybody says, "Oh, that's not a bobcat, but it might be a mountain lion or a fox mating or something." They have screams like that, but they're just a little more. They sound a little more human. Good typing with you. I like that, Jules, or whoever else says that. It's good seeing you in chat. Good reading you in chat. I like that. What time we got? Oh, and folks, especially Mark and Cindy, and then you might see a snowstorm. There's some serious weather coming in. We'll start kind of building tomorrow. Then Monday should be a little bit out west still coming in on us. Then we're supposed to have really bad days Tuesday and Wednesday. By Wednesday night, it's supposed to be heading east. So just stay high on alert because they say this batch of storms is going to be unpredictable as crap. And that includes some snowstorm, probably a nor'easter up north. So just keep your eyes peeled, watch your weather. Because then this time of year, anything, these storms can go sour real fast. So just keep your eyes. Now, see, you probably got the ones we got today, Edna, because they moved through here last night and we're pretty much gone by evening. It's just been cloudy. Every so often we get a little bit of rain, but it's the spotty stuff. So you may be getting that because I know for a fact that it's starting to hit the East Coast and it'll build back up again along the coast and kind of travel up to the East Coast to you guys. So just keep your eyes peeled because this weather right now is crazy. Crazy as crazy. And just, I wouldn't say be on high alert. Just be aware of what's going on around you. Because some of these storms the last few months, some of these storms have just, boom, blew up. And as much as a weather guy I am, I always like to say, you can pretty much get a good guess of weather for 3 days. After 3 days, it's pretty much a guessing game. I don't think you guys, I think you guys will probably have a good Easter morning. 300 plastic cakes. Oh my gosh. Sat there and filled those suckers all day. But you guys should be okay in the morning. From what I'm seeing, most people will be okay in the morning, but I can't make that promise. Let me see what the weather is doing here. I've been keeping an eye on it because my daughter's out west. She's in Kansas. She says Ashley's about an 8 hour. If she's listening, she can come and let me know because I know sometimes she watches this stream. I think she's like 8 hours away, 8 or 9 hours away from Colorado. And I think they had snow on the ground. I meant to ask her when I talked to her earlier. Oops, I clicked the wrong one. Why'd you do that, Stephen? Right now, the only ones that look like they're getting rain right now is a little bit of New York. And maybe Boston will be getting here soon. And then along Toronto there, along the lake there. But right now, and then there's just scattered stuff across Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky is getting a little bit of spotty stuff. And West Virginia. And Virginia. Oh, it looks like South Carolina. Maybe it's West Virginia. Regular Virginia. Map's kind of small. 300 plastic eggs. Man, I don't regret those days. I miss them. I might have to find that 20 gold egg myself. There you go. Is it 20? Is it 20 karat gold or is it $20 gold egg? There he is. We were just talking about you. You probably listening anyways. I got static electricity tonight. Hello, Ryan. How you doing, sir? Yeah, I think she's going to try to have New England when she comes back for not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. But I do want to have you back on. We were just discussing rakes and wendigos and peril crawlers. Well, actually, peril crawlers and rakes. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. You can't prove anything. That's what you think. I got it all on camera, my man. Everything's on camera. I have to go back and watch your link that you sent me. And I will. Did you do one tonight? Did you do an interview tonight? It hadn't been crazy. It's been a good day. Like I said, mornings I hated it because my check came late last night. So I spent most of the morning fighting with paying bills. And then to the store. And come home and made Taco Saturday. Eat pre-Easter tacos. And then, Jessica, that's right. There's a name that doesn't ring bell in this room. Gemma and Jessica don't get along too good. I wouldn't say I don't. There apparently not much of a liking going on there, but yeah, I'll go back and watch it. Believe me, I couldn't remember who it was with. I should have known. In fact, you sent me a link. I looked at the link. I should have remembered. Darn it! I knew I should have worn a disguise. Yeah, you could have dressed as a Wendigo. Nobody would ever know. Yeah, but yeah, Jessica's all right. I'm pretty sure it probably was a good interview, so I don't have problems with anybody. So there's a lot of, from what I'm hearing and seeing in the paranormal community, you'd think I was drunk. Community and the Bigfoot community in Europe. There's a lot of static going on. I don't understand why you guys should be working together and not fighting each other. Oh, I'm pretty sure that if someone saw a Wendigo, they'd be like, "You sure that wasn't Ryan?" Yeah, probably. Yeah, because I was telling them, Ryan, actually, out of all the people I've talked about with those two subjects, skinwalkers and Wendigos, so far you're the one that's caught my attention the most. And I'm talking to a lot of people. I've heard a lot of stories from those areas. I never, when somebody says in here in Ohio, "Oh, I saw a skinwalker," I was like, "No, you didn't." What you saw, you may have saw something, but it wasn't a skin. I'm not denying the fact that you saw something, because I've seen crazy stuff. That's what I tell them. I've seen crazy stuff too when it wasn't a skinwalker or a Wendigo. Well, that's not what I typed. What'd you type? That's all right. I've done that too. I've gotten I've gotten to the point now when I text people or type in Facebook or something, I have to go back and reread it before I try to remember not to hit send or post, because man, sometimes I get to type and it doesn't, and then you're saying it in your head, you're you're typing it in, then you look at it and go, "That's not what I said." Not to sound arrogant, but I think I've deep dived into indigenous lore a lot. I think you have too. And you're one of the few that I know that's gone as deep as I think you have gone. Now, I know there's guys out there that are pretty smart that I haven't met yet. And how close was the bridge? She said she rode on that bridge, that they used to cross. They crossed that bridge. And isn't that what you said about the bridge? Diapers are a pain in the butt. Aren't they, though? They're such a pain in the butt. I guess it's just everyone. Yeah. You know, I said F a duck the other day to somebody, and they looked at me and goes, "I've never heard that." I go, "Are you serious?" And then I knew how old I was. It's like I was talking to somebody about that dang song, Disco Duck. How many of you guys in here remember Disco Duck? That just that's what made me become a punker. But yeah, I would say you're probably that's why I'm anxious to read some of your stuff, Ryan. So you got to make sure you send that to me. Because I've read a lot of stuff. I'm digging stuff out now. I got to go up in the attic and see what got pitched. See, the thing was, some of the stuff didn't get unpacked after the fire. So I don't know what's been thrown away. Because they threw away stuff they probably shouldn't have thrown away. It was just messed up. You were into punk too? Oh, yeah, I was a big time punker. From about 77 to about 79, 80, when I started gradually rolling into. Oh, I have two older brothers, so I was always a classic heavy metal kind of guy, rock guy. Then I got into punk. Then I got into new wave. Then I kind of rolled right back into classic rock. And but I love all music. I mean, I was raised on Hee Haw and Lawrence Welk, and Benny Goodman, and all them too. Plus, on my mom's side of the family, they were a lot of bluegrass people who used to play backup in bluegrass bands, Ernest Tubbs and all them down south. So I was raised with it all. But I was a punker. Queenshire, I like a couple of their tunes. Actually, I like the band. I never got to see them in concert, but I heard they weren't too bad in concert. It's about an hour. Oh, okay. It is about 45 minutes from you. Depends on traffic. It always depends on traffic. Yeah, it's just messed up. It was definitely. I don't care what anybody says. YouTube give me crap for it. But that wasn't no accident. That was done on purpose. It's a good way to shut down our supply and our supply. That's a major hub there. All that East Coast is made. All that upper East Coast is pretty much a major hub. My husband and our close friends take it all the time. It's just bad. Yeah, I remember how bad traffic is around all that area. I've never been up that far, so I don't know. Farthest I've been north is Jersey. I mean, I've been to New York. But like I said, I really didn't get to explore anything because we just went to Madison. We saw the Pink Floyd concert. We stayed to the hotel, went to the concert, then went back to the hotel. We had the ICC now, cuts the time. Okay. Is that the train? Is that what that is? Do you guys? I wish they'd get a train here. They could put a train here from Cincinnati to Cleveland and go through Columbus. It'd be great. And you could, I wouldn't have to drive to Cleveland to go watch a game. Or Cincinnati, I could just jump on a train. It'd be nice. Cut down traffic. But Cleveland's they're both about a 2-hour drive, give or take, depending on how fast you go, traffic. About 2 hours. Cleveland, they're about the same. Yeah, I know it is, Edna. Yeah, because all your employment and everything based off that coastline and those boats coming in and going. Oh yeah, and plus people going back and forth to work. That's it is a major hub, so it's going to hurt and it's going to cause some problems for a while. And it sucks because they're still trying to get down there and get to people and try to bring people's back up so there's some closure. Yes. Oh, totally agree, Ryan. But the name of the bridge is the guy that wrote the Star Spangled Banner. So, isn't that interesting? The name of the bridge is named after the guy that wrote the Star Spangled Banner. I have to say it slow so I can say it right. Yeah, I've seen all. Did you see the clips of the 4 explosions on the bridge when that boat hit it? Yes, I have seen everything. Just be careful because there is some AI stuff out there that People were playing around. But yes, I've seen everything. I've seen those, and I think those are legit. That whole situation was Francis Scott Key, yes. And I think that's kind of ironic that of all the bridges to touch, because there are other bridges that could cause just as much damage. But it just shows you how much we've opened ourselves up to. But it is kind of ironic how they picked that particular bridge. And a lot of people think that's just kind of a nudge at what's coming. America's going to fall. We people here in America, we can stop that from happening if people would just wake up and realize that. They don't work. We don't work for them. They work for us. Once people realize that again, things would change quite a bit. But unfortunately, everybody's all separated and divided, and just like they wanted, and it's only going to get weirder and worse before it even comes close to getting better. Coincidence. Why do they feel so contrived? Exactly. Yep, totally agree. And it's well said. Yes, and nothing happens by accident. I always said that it's a 1960s design bridge built in the 1970s. Yes. That shouldn't matter because I know they took pretty good care of the bridge. My brother said that was from the gas lines and electrical. Well, you got to remember too, there was a guy that I was looking at it with somebody, those vids of the explosions. You got to remember when that thing hit, all kinds of containers and stuff shifted on that boat and stuff. God only knows what was in those containers. Plus them banging against a lot of stuff fell off. When you see the clips, I'm trying to find the whole thing coming all the way up. I want to see the whole thing from beginning to end with nothing re-looped 1,000 times. But yeah, it could have been a number of reasons. But some of the explosions actually look like they come off the support. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to get too conspiracy about it. Oh, Edna, here's my dragon for the night. So you can see it. There you go. I always like to show you the dragon. And those who didn't see it. Yeah, I like that picture. That's a good picture. That is a good picture. But yeah, you're going to hear all kinds of theories, but you're never really going to know the truth. They're going to give you some false narrative because there's a lot of, look at this. Well, they're doing stuff with this hand. A lot of it going on right now. So, like I said, the captain was going over 8 knots. That's too fast. Oh, yeah, way too fast. The whole thing was messed up, the way that whole situation was handled. The company they found out the company itself is a DEI company, so I'm not going to say anything there. Also, the captain is a Ukrainian. So everybody's throwing that around. So it's going to get interesting. There's a lot of conspiracy theories already, but we know how that goes. Lately, every conspiracy theory that's ever been thrown out there has pretty much come true. Yeah, I like this one, Edna. I may have to. I like that one. I may blow that one up and get a poster made of it or something. I really do like that one. They said sometime containers will open and spill into. Yeah. Hey, what you making, A-Ken? Good evening. I hope you have a good Easter tomorrow. So happy Easter. Actually, today is tomorrow. Tomorrow was yesterday. So tomorrow will be today and we'll be all over again. Anyways, how you doing? What you got on the grill? You got anything on the grill? Is it storming there? But yeah, you're going to hear every scenario. I actually saw a picture where somebody had AI'd a laser beam on the support, which I thought was a little whack. Yeah, and you know, a lot of that stuff in those containers is just basically goods anyways. But you really don't know what's in a lot of those containers. And now I'm about ready to join you because I've been yapping. And I've actually been sleeping. I got probably about 4 hours sleep last night. Didn't sleep the other 2 nights. Slept, had a real good night's sleep the other night, a couple nights ago. Real good sleep. Woke up. If I wake up groggy, I know I slept. And the groggier I wake up, the more I know I slept. It's really good. Even though I wake up and my bed's on the middle of the floor. But yeah. So get some rest, Edna. Have a wonderful Easter. Enjoy your family. Yeah, I think they cleared it soon. Makes it something isn't right. Oh, but you know what? They're gonna have problems because they're already having problems getting stuff moved and everything because of the weather and the way the water runs. Just grilling a few brats because I'm breaking in a new grill. There you go. Nothing like just a good old simple night of brats, and like the burger brats too. Sweet dreams, and have a wonderful day. Enjoy the family. Just mail me that email when you get a chance. No rush. And as soon as I see it, I'll get you a response back. Happy Easter to you. And yeah, I figured you're about to slumber too. I think I'm going to call it a night. Sorry, AK. It's kind of a slow night anyways, and it's Easter tomorrow, and I want to make sure all you good folks are up to be up whatever you do tomorrow. It's just me and Pop tomorrow. Son's going golfing, then going to the mom's. I'm going to make us Salisbury steak because you guys have a blessed day tomorrow. Enjoy your slumber tonight. Be safe if you're out running around tomorrow or going to visit relatives. Be safe. Have a wonderful night. And I guess I'll go ahead because it's 2 o'clock. So this is actually perfect. Basically 2 o'clock, a couple minutes to. So it's a good time to go. AK, you enjoy your brats. Hopefully I catch you Wednesday night because I'm going to get to the point now where I can start dreaming and go to bed when I want to. Everything's getting done. Just been a lot on and going on, but now I'm getting back to my groove again. So if people are willing to stay up till 2 or 3, then so be it. Wednesday nights not so much, but on Saturday nights. But I don't bring a big crowd in anyways. Pretty much everybody comes in and watches the video and then goes about their merry way, which is fine. That's what it's for. But again, remember, 2 videos Monday, 11 o'clock. The Cabin 28, the Catter murders, Catter cabin murders. And then after that at noon is High Strangeness. And those are about the military. So, and then no Tuesday talk. She's taking a break. I'll be on Wednesday at 10. Pixie's off Thursday. Then me and Gemma will be here bright and happy at 7:15. She's been coming on early if she can. Friday night for oracles. Yes, Cindy, you have a wonderful, wonderful Easter. Thank you for the meme. I'm sure she'll see that. I loved it. I'll make sure he sees it too. He gets it. He loves them no matter what they are. He gets it. He loved the fact that you put it. He goes, she hit my head on Godzilla. I bet you're jealous. And I said, no, I got a really cool dragon. So I'd rather. Anyways, you guys have. If I can't make it, I'll watch the replay. That's fine. Replay on, for the ones for Monday. Yeah, there's just videos anyway. So, and like I said, there's no Tuesday talk. Little man's on vacation. So she's taking the time to keep him busy and do some writing. So listen to the song. Listen to the song. Gotcha. But yes, everybody have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful Easter. And I'm going to shut my mouth now because I'm a little on the Gabby side, but I'm having issues talking. And it's becoming more and more prevalent. I'm starting to feel it in the back. So it'll be a good night, but I'm ready to rock and roll from here on out. So see what I pull up for Wednesday. I might try something different Wednesday. And then, of course, Gemma's replay. See you guys Friday. If I don't see you Monday during the premieres. And have a wonderful night. Have a good Thanksgiving. And I'll talk to you. I'm dragging. I'm trying to take it till 2. And we're at 2. Good night, folks. Have a wonderful one.